Hi guys, Troublemaker here playing Cities Skylines from the makers of Cities in Motion 2. It's a city building game. A lot of people wanted these guys to do this for a while. The game was built by about 9 people, I think. So yeah, very short-staffed game, but excellent regardless. So this will be my intro video on just how you start off in this game because one of the wonky things about this game is that you have to earn everything, and you don't get to earn taxes until you're at Hamlet, which makes sense. That's actually how the real world works. So to start off, we're going to look at this big turnpike here. So worth noting, when you're driving in this way, you can enter through here. When you're going this way, you can enter through here. However, you can only exit through this road. So this northern piece here is your entry road where all your traffic comes in, and this one is where all your traffic will leave. So eventually the plan will be to have kind of a loop around the city in which it will in this way, out this way. But for now I have a pretty lazy solution to this. This will resolve the issue quickly. Boom. Now eventually we're going to have so much traffic that this will not cut it, but for now this will be fine. So the building strategy tactum for this game is to start small, build large. So we're going to be using these crappy roads. We could be using the one-way roads, the 2-lane one-way roads, and we can also use ourselves the 4-lane road or the 6-lane road and the highway and these small roundabouts. But we're going to start off small, just so we can stay profitable, survive, because we have no tax revenue initially. Remember that. So we're going to build a big old road across here. Ta-da! That's very exciting. If I want to bend it, I click on this bendy tool here. And I click once and I can bend it. That's neat. And there's also the zigzag, same kind of concept. And then we have our upgrade road, which will allow us to upgrade to a better road. And there are 3 road types here that are unlocked. So that's all of our road tools. Very simple stuff. I'm going to go through a few things. I'm going to go through power, how you set up your power lines, water, how you do your water, and drainage. So we'll start off with water because that's the simplest. You have yourself a pumping station and yourself a drain station. Now, worth noting, when we click on this, there's going to be a direction of the water. So if I put my water pumping station down here and my drain station here, I'm going to be pumping out basically poop down the river, and it's going to get sucked into our water supply. So we want to have our water pumping station up here and our water drain down here. Otherwise, we're going to get some pretty funky water. Now from here, we just build a pipeline over to here and connect it into our city. And the pipelines are a little more flexible than the power lines, which is why I started here. And so there we go. We have water going through here and draining in here. Now, for the electricity, you can open up with a coal power plant, but you'll note the coal power plant costs $19,000 and is 560, I guess, cryptocurrency a week. That's pretty pricey compared to the wind turbine, which is only 80 cryptocurrency a week and $6,000. So it's 3 times the initial cost, and like eight times the upkeep per week, and it's hard to make good use out of this initially. We'll build one later, but for now, this is what we're going to do. So this is all about wind, and it's going to cause some noise pollution, obviously. So, which is what that earphones is underneath, is noise pollution in this area. So we have to have it in this black area. That's exactly what we're going to do. Boom, shaka laka laka. Now, I said we're going to do power lines, and we're going to do grids. So we're going to do grids, power grids and city grids. 2 separate things, very much linked together. One exists because of the other. Now we're going to pull this power line here. Now keep in mind, it's connected to the power line there. And we're going to put it over here. Now note that as we stretch out these power lines, they widen out and thin out. At maximum length, we can actually just kind of stick them here. It'll fit the road to go through here. So we can kind of just make sure that these 2 power line posts are in between where the road will go through. So there we go. Easy enough. Now we put the road through. We almost have perfect grid. Now, it's not perfect because my placement wasn't exactly perfect, but when we grid off our city, we can make it perfect. So now it's going to all be about building our perfect society here. I like the shader tool. It's a lot faster than, so this is or Marquet. The actual fill is kind of crappy, I think. And then there's like the little block one and the big block one. I don't like this. I like this grab and go type thing. So we are going to build a grid based around a power line. But before I do that, we need to get power to a few other places first. And I'm building a grid, so everything's going to be pretty well straight. So this is one place where I'm going to get power to. That would be my water pumping station. And the other place we're going to get water to, or power to, will be our train. There we go. All right. That's exciting. Now let's get the grid going. So the idea behind the grid is you want to build your roads perfectly in between these posts. So no, we're almost perfect there. Almost perfect. Yeah, that's perfect right there. It goes right between the posts. And this is going to allow us to build a lot more. So let's go for a pretty long road so we can build a lot on it. Perfect. Now that we have our grid set up, let's take here. That's our power post. And we can stretch it across. Well, I don't need to go all the way, but I do want it to give me a nice roadway. Note how it does cover up the road here, so it's just in between, and this is how I want to place it every single time. If I'm going to do the grid perfect every single time, I have to do this perfect every single time. So there we go. Perfect width every single time. And just going to extend this a little bit over this way to get a little more power. And then we're going to do the exact same thing over here. So pretty simple. I think I can get it all the way up here. Yes. There we go. Boom, shakalaka. Perfect grid. And we can spend all day just building grids. And the grid's really neat because it will allow us to put a lot of organization into our city. The grid is crappy though. The grid is actually really crappy because it makes traveling, you know, as in traveling around the city, very problematic because you're always going to be stopping. You want to have some sort of outer ring road or trans highway or something along those lines to sort of cover that need. And I will eventually do that, but for now we're building the basic. And the nice thing with these grids is that they'll put power lines just about perfect. This one here is not as perfect as I wanted it to be. Oopsie daisy, this one here was perfect as I wanted it to be. Yeah, I could go all the way around with that, but I screwed this guy up. Anyway, if I hadn't, it would have worked out flawlessly. But yeah, from here, it's basically going to be me building up a lot of grid locations and trying to you know, get in there. And nope, now I can double up. See, I have this side here covered, minimum. This side here, I believe, is also covered, but it will allow you to use a lot of your space decently efficiently, at least early on. Like I said, later on, this will become terrible and awful, and you'll be like, why did I do this? But for now, it's great. And it allows you to have a nice, neat-looking city. Having been to New York a couple of times, you know, it's really hard to get anywhere, but dear God, does the city look so neat. It's so easy to find everything. And we can actually do this. Now, the perfect grid, I think I tried to talk about this. The perfect grid would involve everything being in perfect blocks. But I'm not going to be building a perfect grid. And the perfect grid is perfectly doable in this game. Let's turn off the pause now. Let's get this moving in. Get things moving in. Like the perfect grid, yeah, it's perfect blocks. So avenues and streets. Every single avenue and every single street, all of them, are going to be linked up in a perfect manner into small little itty bitty 1 block blocks. Every single time. I'm trying to get all my drain going perfectly. And these things do have to be linked up in order to work. So like, this is all my industry, so I need to get this linked up. But I don't have enough money just yet. So that will eventually become a little bitty problem. But people will be moving in hopefully soon. Looks like they are already moving in. And we can get our stuff going again. And for the first little bit of this game, actually, you can get through a lot of this almost entirely just by doing this, building roads near basically existing infrastructure and getting new homes in. So far, we're up to 167, and I have to hit 500 people before I can move on to the next part, which will have taxes. Now, this is the economy. So what I can do to save money is I can look at my usage. So usage for things is right here. So I'm producing 8 megawatts. I'm using 5, so that's okay. Like I said, I will eventually need that coal plant. This thing does not produce enough at all. And here, I'm producing a lot more water, way more water than I need. So we're going to shift our water budget to half, and that's going to cut our costs by quite a bit. And all the while, all my new people are moving in. We're up to 295. This is going to be an awesome little city, and we will be sooner rather than later good to go. Still lots of space left, and this is my block. Eventually, I'll be purchasing a block here, block here, block here, but that's for later, much later. For now, it's think small, be small, something along those lines. And actually, here we go. Beginning to produce income? That's a little weird. But yes, looks like that will be the case. It's weird because I don't have the ability to tax yet. So for me to be able to generate income now, that's just kind of, the game's kind of pre-doing things right now. And let's see. There we go. We have moved on to be a hamlet. Yay, we're a hamlet. Yay. And like I said, like, you can't stay on solar forever. Eventually, you're gonna have to go into the other power sources. I want this to be on the grid, but I don't want to bulldoze anything. So, like right here, that'll be great. And see, these guys are all underpowered already, so this power plant was a huge investment for me. Not enough dollar bills because the power plant was too expensive. But yeah, looks this is a profitable town. I will be generating revenues. I can move more people in sooner now than later, and I will just be gridding up. They won't always be straight lines like this. Sometimes I'll be going like this way, and I'll just be making a sector, a block. That's all I'll be doing here, and there will be greater plans eventually to make this look awesome. But this is just the basics of the game. More things are unlocked now that I'll be doing later on. Until then, my name is Troublemaker, and thank you guys for watching.